across the line.
He's going to get down here first. Look at Andrew Tate flying. Third deck to deck.
Good afternoon, race fans, as we welcome you back to live streaming coverage through H1 Unlimited. We're here in Madison, Indiana. It's the second stop of 5 on the 2019 H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Tour, and we're set for qualifying for the oldest active motorsports trophy in the world, the APBA Gold Cup. Qualifying was set to begin at 2:50. Looks like we've had a slight delay, and I think we'll probably bump that to the top of the hour at 3 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time here in Madison, Indiana. It's the 69th Madison Regatta. We did have unlimited testing earlier today, and the river and the course markers were kind of the story of the testing session. We began testing with Jimmy Shane in the local favorite, U6 Miss Home Street. Shane put a couple of laps on the clock at 141 and 145 miles per hour. Shane was followed by the Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles. Eccles made one conservative lap and came back into the pit area. And then after that is when we started having debris issues, mainly on the back straightaway, the Kentucky shoreline here in Madison, and also some course markers as well needed to be repositioned and put back into place. But we did get the 1 hour session in, and we're set to go here for this 2 hour qualifying session for the American Powerboat Association Gold Cup. Boats will go out in this order by national points. First boat out will be the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track, followed by the U11 J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. U98 Graham Trucking American Dream, 440 Bucket List Racing, U7 Spirit of Detroit, U12 Graham Trucking, and the last boat out and qualifying on the ladder will be the U6 Miss Home Street. Boats will be eligible to cycle through 2 times, hopefully a 3rd time, here in this 2 hour window for qualifying. We will be going by the APBA Gold Cup qualifying rules. Boats will be able to take 3 laps, and will take the best 2-lap average of those 3. It'll either be 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 to make up your qualifying speed here in Madison for this year's Gold Cup on the Ohio River. 2-mile race course here in Madison. The start-finish line is just below us here at the judges' stand just south of Mulberry Street. Crass will thunder to the right-hand side of us into turn number 1 or the west turn. And that will be the roughest part of this race course here in Madison. We've seen races lost, and we have seen races won with the water activity in turn number 1 in years past here in Madison. They'll roll up the Trimble County shoreline, the back straightaway, and enter turn number 2 or the bridge turn just prior to the historic Milton Madison Bridge, the new version. and they'll come down the start-finish line buoy for that 2-mile track. 3 times around, and they'll average their speeds. They'll take the best average speeds from either laps 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. Boats in the water right now preparing for their qualification runs include the U1. Oxshire Marketing presents Delta Real Track with Andrew Tate, your defending APBA Gold Cup champion. Following that craft in order here at the dock is the Orange Bucket List Racing 440. Then the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Then the Red, White, and Blue. Graham Trucking, American Dream. Top speed in qualifying on a 2-mile course here in Madison was set back in 2012 by Dave Vilwalk and the U1 Spirit of Qatar at 148.837 miles per hour. 148.837 is the 2-mile qualification lap record here in Madison. Slight delay. We'll turn the microphone down momentarily. Stay with us. We're about to begin qualifying for the APBA Gold Cup. Green flag has been delivered by officials of H1 Unlimited. The course is hot. We're set to go. A 2-hour qualification window for the American Powerboat Association Gold Cup here at the 69th Madison Regatta. Jimmy Shane was the quickest, as we mentioned earlier this morning, in the Miss Home Street at a little over 145 miles per hour. And the second fastest boat, and I thought looked really sharp in testing, was J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking. Had 2 laps of 141 and 1 of 140 miles per hour. Other boats that took to testing this morning included the U7 Spirit of Detroit with Bert Henderson. Top lap of 134.793 miles per hour. Tom Thompson did take to the track in the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool, but did not record a lap on the clock in testing. The U98 Graham Trucking American Dream with Cory Peabody was out, had 1 lap at 124 miles per hour. And we mentioned the Bucket List Racing did go out early on, but it was 1 leisurely lap and came back in with no time recorded. 4 of our 7 Unlimiteds are in the water, waiting on final preparations here for the U1. Oxshire Marketing presents Delta Real Track with Andrew Tate. Thank you, Mr. Meyer. And we just heard there is a piece of debris right here at the pit dock, as we just heard over the public address system, and you might have heard that as well over the microphone here with our live stream. So they want to get that piece of debris out of the water before they release the boats here at the pit dock to begin our qualifying session here in Madison. Current national high point leader in the H1 Unlimited Series. It began last weekend at the Southern Cup in Guntersville, Alabama. Jimmy Shane won the race and, of course, on top in points in U6 Miss Home Street with 1925. In second position is J. Michael Kelly in the U12 Graham Trucking at 1,639 points. And rounding out the third spot is the U7 Spirit of Detroit with Bert Henderson with 1,175 points. That's your top three in the current national high point standings here as we go into race number 2 of 5 on this year's series. Trailer fire in the background is the U12 Graham Trucking. A quick light to that T55 Lycoming turbine engine. As you hear in the background, that has subsided. So we expect the crew to button the shaft back up, get the bonnet on, and head to the water to get to qualifying here in Madison. That piece of debris we saw has made its way down in front of the Auction Marketing Delta Reel Track, and still not seeing any safety and rescue vessels making their way to retrieve that debris. So with that, we'll turn the microphone down momentarily. Stay with us. Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying about to begin here in Madison for the APBA Gold Cup. Safety and rescue personnel has swept up that piece of debris just outside the pit dock area here at the Ohio River APBA Gold Cup, 69th Madison Regatta. Getting close to start our 2-hour window for Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying for the world's oldest active motorsports trophy in the world, the APBA Gold Cup. Fourth time the city of Madison, Indiana, and Madison Regatta has hosted the APBA Gold Cup. Of course, the first was the Cinderella one back in 1971. Miss Madison won the race with Jim McCormick in the seat. Of course, all that action was captured on ABC's Wide World of Sports. Keith Jackson was here that year with ABC and got assistance from competitor and driver, the late Bill Muncie. Wonderful production that year by ABC, capturing the images of the 1971 APBA Gold Cup won by Miss Madison. The big trophy came back here in 1979. ABC was on hand again with Keith Jackson and Jim Hendrick on the call. It was an overcast day in 1979, but the water conditions were ideal for racing. And the bright pink boat that made its way to Unlimited Hydroplane racing that year looked to be a spoiler. Steve Reynolds in the Circus had great runs in the heat races, but the old wily veteran Bill Muncie in the Blue Blaster, Atlas Van Lines, outfoxed Reynolds down in turn number 1. Steve hit that roller activity, and the Circus walked and loaded up that Merlin engine, and Muncie sped on the outside to go to the victory here in Madison in the 1979 APBA Gold Cup. The Cup returned here in 1980. It was a short field. We ended up with 5 boats all day long for the APBA Gold Cup. The 6th, Chip Hanauer, who holds the record of 11 Gold Cup wins, was driving the Squire Shop. It had a fire and burned in Sunday morning testing. We were down to 5 boats for the APBA Gold Cup, but the beer wagon, the Ron Jones design, Miss Budweiser, Dean Chenoweth, dominated all day to capture the Gold Cup here in 1980. 4th time coming up for the APBA Gold Cup here in Madison. We've got to get this qualifying session in. And then tomorrow on Saturday, we'll have Unlimited's 1A, 1B, 2A, and 2B. Then Sunday, we'll have Unlimited's Heat 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B, and the winner-take-all Championship American Powerboat Association Gold Cup. The ladder, once again, for qualifying, will go in reverse order of national high points. Up first will be boat number 1, followed by 11, 98, 440, 7, 12, and 6. Andrew Tate, your defending APBA Gold Cup champion, has been in that cockpit quite a while in the U1 Auction Marketing Delta Reel Track here on this hot, humid afternoon, the Ohio River Valley here in Madison. We're getting close. H1 officials want them to go. The umbrella coming away from the cockpit. Crew members will clear the deck, and we expect the lid on the enclosed capsule close very shortly. Here for the 29-year-old out of Walled Lake, Michigan, Andrew Tate. Lid goes down, fastened properly, and we're set to go. Once again, we apologize for the delay, but we have been fighting the debris here this morning and, of course, here in the afternoon hours here in Madison. Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse, 2-mile track. The lid is down, and we're hearing the sound of the Lycoming turbine engine. T55 cranks out about 2,600 horse. And qualifying begins in Madison for the APBA Gold Cup. The dominant white with the orange and yellow trim. Andrew Tate out first in the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Reel Track. Andrew, 29 years of age, as I mentioned earlier, out of Walled Lake, Michigan. Full-time position, a production manager at Sun Coatings in Southeast Michigan. The craft owners are Lori and Mike Jones. They're based out of Lake Tapps, Washington. The Joneses have their name twice on the APBA Gold Cup. Of course, last year with Andrew Tate, picked up their first Gold Cup win back in 2001 with this same hull with the name Tubby's Grilled Subs with Mike Hansen in the cockpit. The crew chief for 2019 is Seth Partial. Jeff Campbell, longtime wrench for the 9. elected to retire, but for the biggest prize in hydroplane racing here this weekend in Madison, Jeff Campbell is on hand as a consultant for the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track. Andrew Tate, and he's already got the powder put to it, will come down, green flag out, first to 3 times around for the youngster out of Southeast Michigan. Already 8 career wins in the sport for Andrew Tate. Made his debut in the sport here at the 2016 Indiana Governor's Cup on that rainy, cloudy afternoon. Was a trailer in the final. 8 wins, as I mentioned, and boy, the boat ride looks nice up the back straightaway. Your defending American Powerboat Association Gold Cup champion, Andrew Tate. Auction Marketing, Delta Real Track, cranks it left right there in front of the Milton-Madison Bridge, working in about a lane 2 sequence, maybe sneaking out in 2.5. And we'll get a time here for you on lap number 1 for the number 1 craft. Lap 1 speed for Andrew Tate. And Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track, 141.617 miles per hour, 141.617. Exits the turn, rocketing up the back chute in front of our fans on the Trimble County shoreline in Milton, Kentucky. Working into turn number 2. They missed the Southern Cup last week at Lake Guntersville, but they're here to defend their APBA Gold Cup championship. White flag is displayed. Lap 2 in, 1 more to go. We'll get a time. Lap number 2 for Andrew Tate, very consistent. 141.704 miles per hour. 141.704. Hard to believe, but this is the original 1992 Coors Dry hydroplane, built and campaigned by Ron Jones Jr., but numerous and many changes throughout the years up into 2019 as Tate works his final lap into turn number 2. 141.617, then 141.704. He's a little tighter off turn number 2. Checkered flag out. We'll get a time on lap number 3 for Andrew Tate. And that was the slowest of the 3. Lap number 3 comes in at 140.241 miles per hour. 140.241 for Andrew Tate. And U1 Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track. So right now they can go through another time, hopefully a 3rd time, but they'll average those lap speeds to number 1 and number 2 to make up his time here at the APBA Gold Cup at the 69th Madison Regatta. Andrew on his cool-off lap up in turn number 2. And he'll return the U1 back to the pit area. Mr. Tate Meyer will swing the camera to the right, and we see the beautiful Chartreuse and Carnival Orange take to the water. It is the U11 J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Tom Thompson, the veteran chauffeur, drives out of Cambridge, Maryland. Tom, 56 years of age, full-time position when not racing, running Thompson propane systems out of Cambridge, Maryland. Tom married to his wife, Chrissy. They have 1 daughter, Savannah. The boat owners are Scott and Shannon Rainey out of Edmonds, Washington. And Scott doubles up as the crew chief for J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Tom was out earlier today, made one lap, did not record a time on the clock in the U11. They made the final last week at the Southern Cup at Lake Gunnersville, but gearbox problems prevented them from leaving the trailer to make the final. They worked all week long out at the Madison, Indiana airport. They have that gearbox back in shape, and Thompson's on the clock. Lap number 1 of 3. And J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Thompson into turn number 1, hangs it on the hook. Still looking for his first ever Unlimited Hydroplane win, but a decorated driver in the APBA inboard category. Numerous victories, APBA Hall of Champion, doubles up in the Hydroplane Racing League, driving for Randy English in the 525. Reliable Diamond Tool. Thompson approaching turn number 2 here on the Ohio River. Swings it to the left at the apex. Keeping it about a lane 1.5 sequence. And he'll come down to complete his first lap on the clock. A 3 in the 11, a little compressor stall as he walks it side by side. .710 miles per hour. 136.710 for Tom Thompson. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. The hull, believe it or not, was the original 1993 T+. And these boats over the years with this composite build, many changes can take place, but that's the origin on the list here, the original 1993 T+ engine treatment. Thompson off turn number 2, a little tighter to the pins that time. White flag is displayed. We'll get a time here on lap number 2. It's quicker. 138.725 miles per hour. 138.725 for Tom Thompson. Andrew Tate's best lap out earlier was at 141.704. So Thompson right now approximately 3 miles per hour behind Andrew Tate as we begin qualifying here for the APBA Gold Cup at the 69th Madison Regatta. Thompson up in turn number 2. Beautiful shot with that boat working through the turn. This time a little bit wider. Now he points it down the front chute. Checkered flag out. 3 laps in the books. We'll get a time here for you on lap number 3. And that's the fastest of the 3. 138.974 miles per hour. 138.974 for Tom Thompson. In the U11, J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. So right now, initially, here in this qualifying session, they'll combine 2 and 3 to make up the qualifying time for craft number 11 here at the APBA Gold Cup. Boat up next will be the red, white, and blue U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Beautiful racecraft obtained by Rob Graham in the off season. Throwback colors. Rob Graham had these colors on the late Fred Leland boat back in 1997. Elected to campaign 2 crafts this year. And Rob, if you're listening out in the Pacific Northwest, race fans back in the East can't thank you enough for your participation of not only 1 but 2 boats here on the H1 Unlimited Series. U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Cory Peabody, the driver, out of Kent, Washington. 40 years of age, full-time position. A construction superintendent for Northway Construction. Cory married to his wife Stacy. They have 3 children. Riley, Layton, and Race. Race the youngest. Cory's first race in an Unlimited was back in 2016 in Detroit at the APBA Gold Cup in the U57 Spirit of Detroit. Rob Graham, the owner we mentioned out of Milton, Washington. The crew chief from Chelan, Washington this weekend, Johnny Walker. And Cory Peabody comes across the start-finish line buoy to begin his first of 3 qualification laps in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Peabody in turn number 1. Roughest part of the race course here in Madison, turn number 1. That's the place to watch this weekend. Not only in qualifying, but we go racing as well. On Saturday and Sunday, races have been won, have been lost on the first lap in turn number 1 at Madison numerous times for the Gold Cup and the Indiana Governor's Cup. Peabody, nice boat ride entering turn number 2. Cranks it to the left. Works his way through turn number 2. We hope he gets up to that 130 mile per hour barrier. Lap number 1 in the books and 2 more to go for Cory Peabody out of Kent, Washington. $120.473 miles per hour. 120.473 for Cory Peabody in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream, and we've had another buoy miscue. That exit pin of turn number 1 has came loose and it's floating down the Ohio River, but Peabody will continue his run here in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Entering turn number 2, first time around was 120.473. Working out in about a lane 2 sequence here on the Ohio River. White flag is displayed, 2 down and 1 more to go. We'll get a time for lap number 2. They'll like that one better. Picks it up 6 miles per hour. Make it 126.032 miles per hour. 126.032 for Cory Peabody. Off turn number 1, working up the back chute. Trying to get above the 126.032. I know they'd love to get to that 130 barrier. Team looking on down at the pit dock. Good boat ride as he works into turn number 2, but you can see the turn speed is not quite there as we saw earlier, like from the U1 and the U11, but Peabody negotiates the turn. Checkered flag waving. We'll get a time here on lap number 3 for the U98. It's their fastest of the 3. Lap number 3 checks in at 126.760 miles per hour. 126.760. And Cory elected to cut through the infield, not take the long cool-off lap. And we'll expect Mr. Peabody to bring the red, white, and blue number 98 back to the pit dock. So 3 in the books and qualifying, 4 more to go here as we sequence through round number 1 here in Madison for the APBA Gold Cup. Next boat out will be the bright orange 440 Bucket List Racing. Dustin Eccles, the driver out of Monroe, Washington. Dustin, 39 years of age, a diesel mechanic by trade. His wife is Rena, and they have 1 daughter named Finley, beginning her J-Stock career, doing a nice job in the little J-Stock bucket list racing out in the Pacific Northwest. Sharon and Kelly Stockland are the craft owners out of Snohomish, Washington. The crew chief is Taylor Evans. They get support from Snushkatush Enterprises out of the Pacific Northwest. This boat a little smaller, less powerful engine than the other 6 in the field. This one checks in at about 26 feet, and it's powered by the T53 Lycoming turbine. Cranks out about 1,400 horsepower. It's the same motor that was used back in the U95 turbine back in 1974, but they had 2 of the T53s in that one. This one has the lone T53, but boy, they keep getting better and better. And they were happy campers at the Southern Cup last weekend as they recorded their first ever lap in testing at over 150 miles per hour. It's the little boat that can do it, and Dustin Eccles is on his qualification run, the first of 3 times around in bucket list racing. Dustin picked up a heat win here last year at the Madison Regatta. They currently come in here 4th in the National High Point standings. Walks it a little bit side to side, puts it on the fin, the skid fin, bolted behind the left sponson of the craft to help make it turn better in the turn. And we'll complete lap number 1. 1 down, 2 to go. We'll get a time. Lap number 1 for Dustin Eccles in the bucket list racing. They'll like it. 132.662 miles per hour. 132.662 for Dustin Eccles. Dustin, excellent inboard pilot. Had experience, of course, in the inboard category, Unlimited Lights. Halfway through his qualification run here in the Sharon and Kelly Stockland owned bucket list racing. Pretty sight up in turn number 2 in front of the Milton Madison Bridge. White flag is displayed, 2 down, and 1 more to go, and he really flew it across the start finish line. Picks her up. 133.123 miles per hour. 133.123 for Dustin Eccles in the bucket list racing. Now you can see he is slowed and he's going down quickly. So problems here with the bucket list racing off turn number 1. And our cameraman over on the Kentucky shoreline, Jared Meyer, will get a shot of Dustin Eccles as he nestles down in the water in the bucket list racing after posting a 132.662 and a 133.123 on lap number 2. The lid is up on the capsule, so let's hope we don't have a major mechanical problem here with the 440 bucket list racing. So we'll have a slight delay here in qualifying. 4 boats have posted times. Up next will be the U7 Spirit of Detroit, followed by the U12 Graham Trucking and the U6 Miss Home Street. With that, we'll turn the microphone down momentarily, but don't go away. More Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying coming up here at the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. The 440 bucket list racing has been secured, and you can see pulled right into the middle of the infield as we continue qualifying here for the 69th Madison Regatta, the APBA Gold Cup for the Unlimited Hydroplanes. We resume qualifying. Next boat out, the dominant red with the blue and white striping, is the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Bert Henderson drives out of Brockville, Ontario, Canada. Henderson, 47 years of age, builds racecrafts as a full-time job with Henderson Hydroplanes in Brockville. Bert's first race was in this particular race boat in Detroit at the 2017 President's Cup. Bert married to his wife Jennifer, and they have two children, Caitlin and Owen. Dave Bardish, the boat owner of the Motor City of Detroit. Bardish's name is on the Gold Cup as an owner. Winner in 2005, with the late Terry Troxell piloting the U13 Aldebe Dodge to victory. Bill Guckian is the crew chief. Henderson was out this morning in testing. His top time was 134.793 miles per hour. We resume qualifying. Green flag displayed as Bert Henderson begins his first of 3 times around in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. This craft comes in here third in the national high point standings right now with 1,175 points. As Bert exits turn number 1, working up the back straightaway. Spirit of Detroit. Wind conditions starting to pick up here a little bit atop the tower. Not certain how it's affecting things down at the water level. But when Bert works through turn number 2, you'll see the exit pin of turn number 2. We've had another buoy problem here at Madison as it's starting to float downstream. The drivers were made aware of that when they returned to the water here after that slight delay as we got the bucket list racing in a safe and secure position. Lap number 1 for Bert Henderson in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. 133.546 miles per hour. 133.546 for the U7 Spirit of Detroit. This is the former T5 Miss Budweiser hydroplane, built back in 1996. This craft does have one Gold Cup to its credit. That was in the 2000 APBA Gold Cup as Miss Budweiser. Henderson working through turn number 2, coming out in about a lane 2 sequence. White flag is displayed, so 2 down and 1 more to go for Bert Henderson. We'll get a time. Just a touch slower, 133.237 miles per hour. 133.237 for Bert Henderson on lap number 2 in the Spirit of Detroit. Team performed well last weekend at the Southern Cup in Guntersville, Alabama. 3rd place finish as Bert works his final turn and final lap here in this qualification run. Nice turn through turn number 2. Checkered flag out at the tower. 3 complete. We'll get a time here for Bert Henderson, Spirit of Detroit. That was his fastest, and they were all consistent. Final one at 133.585 miles per hour. 133.585 for Bert Henderson in U7 Spirit of Detroit. And we just heard over the radios that average speed currently for the U7 Spirit of Detroit is at 133.411 miles per hour. 133.411 for Bert Henderson. Did get some averages for you. Andrew Tate was the first out, and Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track right now. Checked in at 141.661 miles per hour. We gave you the Spirit of Detroit average qualifying time now for Tom Thompson. And J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool at 138.849 miles per hour. And current average for the 440 Bucket List Racing, 132.892 miles per hour. And fifth on the ladder, Cory Peabody and Graham Trucking American Dream at 126.396 miles per hour. 7-boat field here for the APBA Gold Cup. 5 boats have posted times on the clock here the first time around in qualifying, but you see the Bucket List Racing returning to the pit dock. Early reports we're getting it could be a drivetrain issue with the 440 Bucket List Racing, so they'll get that boat back on the trailer. Crew Chief Taylor Evans, Kelly Stocklin, that team will look over feverishly at that 440. They're safely in the show, but I know they'd like to get back out here one more time before qualifying ends to see if they can up that speed they posted earlier this afternoon. Bert Henderson back to the dock, greeted by his team in the U7 Spirit of Detroit camp. Final preparations being made to J. Michael Kelly in the U12 Graham Trucking. A couple of team members still on the deck of the craft. Of course, the umbrella still hovering over the open enclosed cockpit to keep the driver as cool as possible here on this hot and humid day here in Madison. Temperature in the low 90s, and boy, it's been sticky and humid all day long here on this Friday, July the 5th. We'll take a break here momentarily with the microphone, but don't go away. We'll come back here with you shortly with more Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying. Back to action here on the Ohio River as you're watching live streaming through H1 Unlimited, www.h1unlimited.com, of course on Facebook at H1 Unlimited, and on Twitter as well, H1 Unlimited. Next boat out is the U12, the Graham Trucking Dominant Red Craft with the metallic silver, white, like the effects on the cowling and the vertical. J. Michael Kelly, the chauffeur, your 2016 APBA Gold Cup champion. He hails out of Bonnie Lake, Washington. J. Michael, 40 years of age, a lead finish carpenter out in the Pacific Northwest. J. Michael married to his wife Angela. They have 3 children. Brennan, Carson in the middle. He's a J-Stock Hydro driver, and the little guy, Asher. Rob Graham, the owner, out of Milton, Washington. The crew chief is Tom Anderson, the veteran out of the Seattle area. And J. Michael looked good in testing. Had a couple laps at 141, one at 140, and he's on the stick here in this warm-up lap. J. Michael Kelly on the clock. Graham Trucking, the U12. This was the T6 Miss Budweiser back in its racing days. Craft built in the year 2000. The hull is a 2002 and 2016 APBA Gold Cup champion as a racecraft. And boy, Kelly looks nice up the back straightaway. The boat, a little walking activity and testing this morning, early afternoon. It looks like they've settled it down, but right now he looks super sharp. Entering turn number 2, the U12. Graham Trucking. Could this be the fastest lap so far in qualifying? Lap 1 down? We'll find out. Andrew Tate so far still the fastest at over 141. That lap for J. Michael Kelly, they're not going to complain. 140.241 miles per hour. 140.241 for the U12 Graham Trucking. Kelly halfway through his qualification run here for the APBA Gold Cup in Madison. Smooth boat ride entering turn number 2. Cranks it to the left. Beautiful picture up there in turn number 2. Kelly about out in the lane and a half sequence. White flag is displayed. Can he pick it up on lap number 2? We'll find out shortly. It's the fastest time so far in Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying here for the Gold Cup. Lap number 2, J. Michael Kelly, 143.024 miles per hour. 143.024, the top time so far in qualifications. Half a lap away from completing his run. Boat popped out of the water there momentarily, but boy, it's a beautiful boat ride as he enters turn number 2 here on the Ohio River. The Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse, the 2-mile track. Checkered flag is out. Can he get above 143.024? We'll see. And the third lap, sorry for the delay, it was a little bit slower at 142. Sorry for the delay. Lap number 3 was at 142.447, 142.447. They'll take 2 and 3 for the average. And J. Michael Kelly right now is your top qualifier for the APBA Gold Cup at 142.735 miles per hour, 142.735 for J. Michael Kelly. 6 have made a run, 7 boats in the pit area, and the 7th boat to take their turn in qualifications is the hometown favorite. It's in the water. The Home Street Blue and White, Miss Home Street. Jimmy Shane, of course, on top currently in the National High Point standings. That will be your next boat out in Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying here for the Gold Cup. The 12 team have to be happy with that. I spoke with one of their crew members earlier this week and asked if they had some more stuff left in this one here in Madison. They made mention they thought they had the right gear combination. Smaller course here in Madison than it was at Lake Guntersville. 2.5 mile in Alabama and 2 mile here in Indiana. And crew members really thought they had a big shot here this weekend for this Gold Cup. And I think they proved it right there to the folks along the dock. Checks in at over 142 miles per hour. J. Michael exits the craft. He'll consult with crew chief Tom Anderson. Final preparations being made to the right of us here for the U6 Miss Home Street. And the lid closes down on the local favorite here this weekend, campaigned by Miss Madison Incorporated. Miss Madison Incorporated have been involved in unlimited hydroplane racing since 1961. Hard to believe, but right now the career for Miss Madison Inc., 32 career wins as an owner. 4 Gold Cups, 1971, 2014, 15, and 17. 8 national championships for the city of Madison, Indiana, and their hydroplane. The home street blue and white. Jimmy Shane leaving the pit dock, getting an answer to that Lycoming. He starts to put it up on plane, and he successfully does. Shane in testing this morning had a lap of 141, 145. Shane, a native of Havre de Grace, Maryland, now resides in Maple Valley, Washington. 33 years of age. His full-time job is working for Jeff Bezos at Blue Origin out in the Pacific Northwest. Shane, 3 Gold Cups to his credit, 2014 and 15 for the Alberto sponsorship with Miss Madison Inc., and in 2017 with the Home Street colors also for Miss Madison Incorporated. The sponsor, Home Street Bank. You can check them out on the World Wide Web at www.homestreet.com. Home Street, founded in 1921. They trade publicly on the NASDAQ. The ticker symbol, HMST. Shane by the start-finish line buoy. He's on the clock. U1 Miss Home Street, or U6 Miss Home Street, excuse me. Shane working into turn number 1. Mike Hansen, Larry Hansen, former crew chiefs of the craft. They had their hands on this boat over the winter at the Home Street Shop in Tukwila, Washington. Mike here this weekend with the team. He is the radio man for Jimmy Shane. And right now, just by the visual look, they have to be tickled. He looks sharp going into turn number 2, puts it on the hook. Jimmy Shane, U6, Miss Home Street. We'll get a time for you. Across the start-finish line, the local favorites cheering here on the Indiana shoreline. That's the fastest so far in qualifying for the APBA Gold Cup. 146.705 miles per hour. 146.705 for Jimmy Shane. Halfway through his qualification run. Shane, 18 career victories in the sport. Your winner last week in Alabama at the Southern Cup. Working through turn number 2. About a lane 2 sequence, but tighten it up there good off that turn. White flag out. We'll get a time here on lap number 2. That time for Jimmy Shane on lap number 2 was 148.117, just below the all-time 2-mile qualification lap here, set by Dave Vilwalk in the Spirit of Qatar in 2012 at 148.837. Does he have more left? The crowd erupted when the speed was delivered over the public address system. Final time around for Jimmy Shane and Miss Homestreet. We'll get a time. The checkered flag is out. The local favorites are showing their support. I think you heard it in the background. That's the quickest of the day, and by my records, a new 2-mile qualification lap record here on the Ohio River. 149.692 miles per hour. 149.692 for Jimmy Shane in the Madison, Indiana-based U6 Miss Homestreet. Wow. That's humming. And the average speed delivered over the radios, they took number 2 and 3 and combined them. This is your top qualifier so far for the APBA Gold Cup at 148.885 miles per hour. 148.885. Wow, that was impressive. That looked good. So Shane coming back into the pit dock. We'll check with our officials. This will be a 2-hour qualification window. All 7 boats have posted times on the clock. And this boat, brand new right out of the box last year, tested in Tri-Cities, Washington at the Hapo Columbia Cup. Its first appearance in competition was at the Seattle Seafair last year on Lake Washington. Then had that gremlin, failed to start in the final heat at Mission Bay in San Diego. And the Hull's first career win was actually just last week at the Southern Cup at Lake Guntersville in Guntersville, Alabama. So Jimmy Shane right now on top in Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying at 148.885 miles per hour. Don't go away. Stay with us here with the live stream for H1 Unlimited. We'll turn the microphone down momentarily, but we'll be back here soon with you on the horn. Round number 1 in the books here at the 69th Madison Regatta for the American Powerboat Association Gold Cup here in qualifying. We do have the average speeds for all 7 boats through round number 1. On top, Jimmy Shane, U6 Miss Home Street, average speed 148.885 miles per hour, 148.885 for the Home Street. Second in qualifying currently, the U12 Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly, 142.735 miles per hour, 142.735. Third quick, your defending APBA Gold Cup champion, Andrew Tate. Auxure Marketing presents Delta Real Track, 141.661 miles per hour, 141.661 for Andrew Tate. Currently fourth on the ladder, Tom Thompson. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool, 138.849 miles per hour, 138.849 for U11. Fifth in qualifying currently, Bert Henderson, U7 Spirit of Detroit, 133.411 miles per hour, 133.411 for U7. Six quick, 440. Bucket List Racing, Dustin Eccles, 2-lap average of 132.892 miles per hour, 132.892. And seventh, the red, white, and blue U98 Graham Trucking American Dream, Cory Peabody, 126.396 miles per hour, 126.396 for U98. We did hear over the radios you can go through the ladder once again the second time around. We hear that 3 boats are interested in going back out again. They include the U7 Spirit of Detroit, the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream, and the U6 Miss Home Street. We'll keep the stream live. We'll turn the microphone down here once again, so don't go away. More qualifying coming up here at the APBA Gold Cup. Thank you for staying with us with the live stream here at H1 Unlimited. Still have 3 boats that would like to get back out in this qualification session here in Madison for the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. We will go, just found out, until 4:25. 4:25 Eastern Daylight Time will be the cutoff time for qualifying, and that's 10 minutes from now. So it looks like, by the way we look at it visually here at the tower, the U7 Spirit of Detroit should safely get in. They have made preparations. The slings are on that craft. And as you can see, the crewmen are working to get that sling hooked up to the crane. So Bert Henderson will get one more try out here on the Ohio River in Unlimited Hydroplane qualifying. It looks like the 98 won't make it with Cory Peabody as the red, white, and blue boat. Not much activity on the deck of the 98. And they were working on the U6 Miss Home Street. They would have liked to win out one more time, but looks like time is running out for the local favorite. So we expect one more boat to take to the water as qualifying will end at 4:25 Eastern Daylight Time here in Madison. Stay with us. One more boat will take to the water. We'll be back. Thank you for watching the live stream of H1 Unlimited here at the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. Our qualifying session for this Friday afternoon is dwindling down. Qualifying was going to be cut off at 4:25 Eastern Daylight Time, 4:19 on the watch here. The U7 Spirit of Detroit is back in the water, getting Bert Henderson fastened into the enclosed capsule of the U7, and the slings have gone on the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream, so they're trying to get out here before the 4:25 closure, as that will wrap up day number 1 of activity here on the Ohio River for the H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes. If you just tuned in with us and joined us, Top qualifier so far for the APBA Gold Cup, Jimmy Shane, U6 Miss Home Street at 148.885 miles per hour. Second quick, J. Michael Kelly, Graham Trucking, the U12 at 142.735. Third fast, your defending Gold Cup champion, Andrew Tate, in U1. Oxshire Marketing presents Delta Real Track at 141.661 miles per hour. Fourth fast, Tom Thompson, U11, JNDs, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool at 138.849. Fifth quick, Bert Henderson, U7, Spirit of Detroit, 133.411. Sixth quick, 440 Bucket List Racing at 132.892 miles per hour. And seventh fastest is Cory Peabody in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream at 126.396 miles per hour. The U7 Spirit of Detroit being pushed away from the dock. We'll hear Bert Henderson momentarily here light up that T55 Lycoming turbine engine. He'll make his second attempt on the clock here in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Final preparations, tightening up the slings on the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Cory Peabody, I see right below us. Driving gear all intact, just a matter of getting the boat to the water and fastening Mr. Peabody in the enclosed capsule. So it looks like we'll just have two more boats make an attempt on the clock here at the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup for Unlimited Hydroplane Qualifying. Ropes have been taken away from the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Now Bert Henderson being pushed away from the dock. And then we start to hear the whine and the whistle. See if we can get a light to it here. Hand instructions coming from a crew member at the dock. They worked as soon as he made that gesture. The U7 Spirit of Detroit coming to life as Bert Henderson out of Brockville, Ontario, Canada, will take back to the Ohio River. Mentioned earlier today, this is the original T5 Miss Budweiser Unlimited Hydroplane. The craft has one Gold Cup to its records as a win back in 2000 as the Miss Budweiser. Craft formerly campaigned by Ted Porter out of Decatur, Indiana, as the FormulaBoats.com, various other sponsorships on Ted Porter's crafts during his ownership in the sport of H1 Unlimited Hydroplane racing. Dave Bardish out of Detroit purchased the craft from Ted Porter. And this is the third season of running under the Bardish ownership for the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Spoke to Bert earlier today. He was anxious to get out here on the Ohio River. It was his first time ever at all in Madison, let alone driving a hydroplane on the Ohio River. And he hopes to up his average speed right now of 133.411 miles per hour. Swinging way outside. Water conditions have been ideal all day. Glass smooth. We fought the debris issue. And as Henderson works across the line in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Boy, we got a thunder boomer, I think, coming in from the west. As you can see in the background, we're starting to get some dark skies. Got word from a friend out in the Deputy, Indiana area that a possible thunder boomer could be moving through the area here very shortly. So be aware of that for our fans here along the shoreline in Madison. Halfway up the back straightaway, Bert Henderson, U7 Spirit of Detroit. working into turn number 2. Keeping the RPMs up, swinging way outside, trying to find some more speed in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. We'll get a time here on lap number 1. It's faster, quickest of the weekend so far for Bert Henderson. 135.109 miles per hour. 135.109 miles per hour. Exits the turn. Bert halfway through this qualification attempt. His second time on the Ohio River Racecourse here in qualifying. Still has some work to do to move up into the 4th position. That's Tom Thompson in the 11. He's in here at 138. Got to pick it up by about 3 or 4 ponies to move up the ladder. White flag is displayed. Henderson accepts it. We'll get a time here on lap number 2. Boy, and he did pick it up. Right now, Bert Henderson trying to move into that 4th slot on the ladder. That speed is best of the weekend by far. 138.392 miles per hour. 138.392 for Bert Henderson. Final time around. Can he get above 139? Can he get 140? Can this boat move up into the 4th position on the qualifying ladder at the APBA Gold Cup for qualifying? Checkered flag is out. Henderson swings it outside. We'll get a time here on lap number 3. And he's back to the 135 barrier. 135.785 miles per hour. 135.785. So we'll average 2 and 3. They will up the speed, but no positions will be changed in the qualifying ladder from positions 1 down to 7. Henderson slow on the back straightaway. You saw the crane slings right below there. The U-98 Graham Trucking American Dream being lowered into the water. Cory Peabody will be the last boat to make an attempt at qualifying here at day number 1 of 3 of the APBA Gold Cup activity in Madison, Indiana. So Bert Henderson, Bill Guckian, the crew chief, Dave Bardish, the owner, I'm sure they have to be a lot more pleased with this run. 135.1, 138.3, 135.7. Turn the microphone down momentarily. Stick with us. One more boat to attempt a qualification run. It will be the U-98. Stand by. The U98 cleared to leave the pit dock. Cory Peabody, U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. We got the average speed for Bert Henderson. The U7 Spirit of Detroit, he upped it by almost 4 miles per hour. Average speed for the U7, 137.088 miles per hour, 137.088 for Bert Henderson. Day number 1 of 3 coming to a close here on the Ohio River. This is the last craft out to take to the water. It's the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Cory Peabody, the driver out of Kent, Washington. We mentioned earlier, 40 years of age. Boat owner Rob Graham out of Milton, Washington. Throwback paint scheme to around the 1997 mark when Rob Graham began sponsoring Unlimited Hydroplanes out in the Pacific Northwest. Neat colors for the 4th of July weekend. Great work by the crew over the winter. I know Jimmy Labrie had some help with this one as well. He's a busy man during the winter months out in the Northwest as a fine gentleman and a wonderful painter of these Unlimited Hydroplanes. This one, though, has got a wrap on it, but Jimmy had to put some coatings on it to get prepared to put the wrap on it. As Cory works through turn number 2, green flag is out. Cory Peabody right now 7th on the qualifying ladder at 126.396 miles per hour. I think just as a confidence booster, they'd love to get at least to the 130 barrier as they'll go into racing activity tomorrow. For our fans listening and watching live here with the H1 Unlimited stream, we will have the draws for heats 1A and 1B at 4:45 Eastern Daylight Time here in Madison. So to get those heat draws after we sign off, you can go to Facebook with H1 Unlimited, also to H1 Unlimited at Twitter, and a couple of other avenues to check on Facebook, Hydro News, and Unlimited's on down. Peabody works through the second turn. Keeps it a little bit more tight to the buoy row this time. First time around, we'll get a time for the U98. Lap number 1 for Cory Peabody, and boy, you can see the clouds darkening to the west in the background from our shot. Nice job, Mr. Meyer, with the camera work, and it looks like we're going to get a little bit wet here after this qualifying session ends. First lap for Cory Peabody, 124.167 miles per hour, 124.167 for the red, white, and blue, number 98. Past the halfway mark on this qualification run, right in front of the Milton-Madison Bridge, puts it on the hook. Trying to keep it tighter to the buoys, traveling less real estate to up those times, and we'll see if he's quicker here on lap number 2 as the white flag is displayed. Quicker, not certain if that's where they want to be, though. 125.315 miles per hour. 125.315 for Cory Peabody. Final time around in the U98 Graham Trucking. Up the Trimble County shoreline. Solid boat ride, but they need some more oomph, some more horsepower underneath that engine, Callie, the 98. It's a solid boat. It does have a lot more left in it. Just trying to find the right combination here at the second race on the H1 Unlimited Tour, the APBA Gold Cup here in Madison. Checkered flag is out. Our final run of the day. Lap 3 in the books. We'll get a time. Wow, picked it up nicely there on that final time around. 134.035 miles per hour. 134.035 for Cory Peabody and the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. So they'll take the average. Take the averages of 2 and 3, and that will be their time for the Gold Cup. Cory Peabody back to the pit dock and the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. That will wrap up day number 1 of 3 of activity here at the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. Your top qualifier this year in Madison is Jimmy Shane in U6 Miss Home Street and an average speed of 148.885 miles per hour. Here he comes. You're Johnny on the spot. Try to get the camera rolling here, Mr. Shane, and wow, 148.885. That baby's humming.
Yeah, the Miss Home Street is really rolling. We took what we got into from Gunnersville, and we kept it rolling here in Madison. So testing was really good water this morning, but there was a good bit of debris. So we were a little conservative testing this morning. We knew that we had really good equipment, a good setup. That first lap, I was a little bit down on myself because I knew that we could have gone faster. And then once I got through that first turn clean, I knew that we were going to have some good laps. And we came away with the course record. So an amazing run for the Miss Home Street.
Have to be more than tickled. It's been a trying day, and unfortunately Mother Nature comes in part with river racing. We've had buoy issues, we had debris issues, but especially on this hot and humid day here in Madison, you've got to be so satisfied. The crew kept their cool. They gave you a hot ride.
Yeah, the boat is, like I said, the boat is a rocket ship. It's amazing. Testament to the dedication and the passion for not only our team, our crew, our owners, team manager, but all of the fans here in Madison. It's amazing how behind this team and this sport they are, and they should be very, very proud of what we accomplished today. Having their name as a city of Madison as the course record holders in Madison, Indiana, that's something that every single one of those citizens should be very proud of.
Did you think you could go that fast?
I knew that we were there. I knew from testing this morning we had a little bit left, and after that first lap, I didn't think we were going to get it. But then when I heard the 148 on the second lap, I said, we're there. We're going to go do this thing. I let the boat fly a little bit higher on the last lap, let the wing a little bit looser, and we did it. Yeah, I got over that rough stuff, and that was the key, getting through the first turn there, over top of the rough stuff.
Okay, as a fan, you know me. You're the only guy I saw make a timing run today. We've had a little bit limited running today. Do you think that's a feather in your cap going into tomorrow? The other drivers will get a shot in testing, but it appears to me that you made one good timing run, everybody else kind of tardy.
Yeah, that was really important for us to get out on the water, and not only for the timing mark, but to get a feel for the river, get a feel for the boat. It sets you up to be more comfortable each and every time you get out on the water. So to put ourselves in that position to get a good data, good timing, I think it comforted me a little bit for the qualifying session, and I was able to go out there and perform well.
Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us. We look to the west. Tate's got to get this equipment covered up. We're going to get wet here in about 10, 15 minutes.
That's okay. It'll feel good. As long as you save the equipment, I'm sure everybody will like a nice little cool-down rainstorm.
Thank you, Jimmy Shane. That'll wrap up coverage. Day number 1 of 3 here at the 69th Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup. For our engineer, Kellen Rainey, our cameraman, the incredible brother tandem of Tate and Jared Meyer. I'm Jeff Ayler. Enjoy the evening. Stay tuned tomorrow. Day number 2 of 3 of activity will be right here in Madison, Indiana. Good night.